Cirkul is a flavor cartridge you can screw on your water bottle.
This
it
video
makes
is
bland
sponsored by
water
Airup.
taste
All the
flavors your water using
This video is not sponsored. Now, if you haven't heard of water, you gotta try it. It makes up 70% of our body, and to some people, it tastes either delicious or like absolutely nothing. Now, personally, I think plain water tastes great, but people like my sister find it boring. And it actually turns out that my sister is part of a very popular majority because there are multiple companies trying to make flavored water now. I remember last decade, there were products like Mio, which are like these flavor packets that you dispensed into the water, and personally, I hated them. Now, where Mio was a flavor packet that was external, it turns out there are 3 different companies trying to make flavored water bottles. These brands are Cirkul, who have recently been sponsored by MrBeast, Airup, who have been sponsored by every commentary YouTuber, and Sila, who on their website beg anyone to sponsor them. Now, as I insinuated earlier, I actually love just normal water, and I hate flavored water so much. Like, just give me some normal cold water, or like one of those room temp water bottles from Krueger that, like, if you leave in the living room, they're like triple S tier grade. Leave a few out for me and my chair children, and we will be happy chairs. However, because this is a YouTube video, I will be confronting my biases because for the entire month of May, I will be trying every single flavored water bottle that I can find on the internet. Not only am I gonna be trying every single water bottle that I can find, I am also gonna be only drinking these flavored water bottles and water on its own, of course, to determine which bottles are actually worth the money and which ones are actually just plain good. The official rules for this experiment is that we have to drink at least 1 full bottle per flavor, and we can only drink from that bottle per week. Normal water is allowed, but nothing else. So say goodbye to Dr. Pepper. I hope you guys are on the edge of your seat to watch me sip water for like 20 minutes. So for week 1, I will be starting off with the brand Cirkul, as it's actually the one I'm most familiar with, and actually enjoyed last time I had it. Like, it was pretty good. Wait, what's going on?
They didn't give me a fucking lid.
So I will not be starting off with the brand Cirkul. Which means we're gonna start off with the one water bottle I've never heard of before in my life, Sila. Sila was a water bottle I found in my research that markets itself as a competitor to both Cirkul and Airup. And what caught my eye about this water bottle was the fact that it has 11 steps to use it. So going through their website, the Sila water bottle looks like a vape pen that had aspirations to become a water bottle. It also seems to function based off a syringe-based way of flavoring the water. So I bought it up and spent 50 bucks even to get 1 bottle and 6 flavor pods. And even with the 11 steps, me and my assistant editor, Dylan, were still very confused to why the bottle was leaking when we filmed it up.
Tastes good.
Yes.
That's not good.
Pouring my beverage.
For water bottle, immediately not bueno.
We then learned that you can't just have 1 syringe-based flavor pod in there, you need to have 2 at one time. So realizing I messed up on the fruit punch because I squirted too much of it and all the flavor got wasted in 1 bottle.
Whoa.
I moved on to the green apple, and my honest opinion on it was this.
The more I'm drinking it, like, I do like the flavor, but I'm getting more of like a throat burn thing with it. I don't know if that's just
It's
me.
probably because we put a lot in there.
We probably did, but it is strong.
Going through these syringe-based packets, it's honestly really minimal the amount they give you. Each flavor packet only comes with 15 milliliters, and they advertise you getting 12 half-flavored bottles and 6 full-flavored bottles, depending on how much flavor you pump into your bevy. And they mean 6 full-flavored bottles, like the max you are going to get is that. However, it is kind of fun to watch the flavor soak into your water as you shake it around, but then when it actually comes to the taste, it's a flavor. I will also say on every single one of these Sila flavor pods, I got this metallic aftertaste on every single one that I did not appreciate. Although I will say that this bottle is definitely a conversation starter.
I think you're drinking out of a bomb.
I honestly want to try to take this to the airport. Like, I don't even have to fly anywhere.
Look at
Oh, they're gonna take you out back and shoot you.
Editing Tony and Alex here, I just wanted to say that in this segment, we tried sniffing the fruit punch and we all kind of liked it. And then we tried sniffing the green apple flavor and discovered something horrifying.
Sniff that.
Oh my god.
Like it smells. Like
It's like cinnamon oatmeal. Right?
Do you smell that?
What the fuck?
Anyways, I tried the other flavors and none of them were really anything to note. The next one I tried was the unsweetened lemon, as that lines up with a lot of the bottles we're going to talk about in this video. And I'll say the unsweetened lemon smelled really good, but the actual taste was like if the water and a lemon went into a closet and had a romantic interaction. It's not ours to find out. However, I did share it with my roommates Dylan and Log to see what they thought about it.
Ooh. It's so sour.
It's just lemon water.
That's what was advertised. I got exactly what I was expecting. So
Exactly.
I can't be mad.
It gives off like British vibes.
It smells better than it tastes.
Like almost it works, but then the aftertaste is so much worse.
Honestly, for me, the before taste is like, okay, that's lemon, and then it just becomes shit
Yeah.
water.
All right, what's your review, Loggy?
That's a 0 out of 10.
I also had to admit something.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but normal water tastes like a treat after drinking Silo.
So after finishing like 2 or 3 bottles of the lemon water and being like, I moved on to the watermelon, and what a surprise.
That's watermelon.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. Every flavor except for the lemon water, which was just fine. Now, it's definitely one of those drinks that you can't pay too much attention to because when your mind focuses elsewhere, the flavor is able to sneak more easily into your brain. And even with me coming to like some of the flavors by the end of it, every flavor still had this horrific metallic aftertaste in the back of my throat like I just deep-throated Optimus Prime. Also mentioned that cleaning out Sila is kind of a pain as you have to really rinse it out a few times to get the previous flavor out as the residue likes to stick around.
Yummy.
It may look like I put soap in this water bottle, but this is literally just the water and watermelon fizz. Also have to mention, after completing the 11-step program to access the tiniest hint of flavor in my water, there are times the pump just doesn't want to shoot up. It takes like 5 pumps to get your first squirt out. Don't clip that. So moving on to my last flavor, Orange Sport, I honestly didn't mind it at first, mainly because it had the mouthfeel of biting into ice cream from Grater's, which is this ice cream shop in the Midwest. If you know, you know, which is a huge compliment. However, the longer I stuck with this flavor, the more I grew out of it. It got very old. The Orange Sport is honestly just not anything special or great, and I honestly do not see myself falling over myself to revisit any of these flavors. So much so that there was a 6-flavor berry blast that I just did not try for weeks because I had to move on with this experiment to our next bottle. But before we move on, we're gonna tier list all the water bottles to see which ones are the best ones. And I'm sorry if this seems harsh for the first one, and I'll explain this ranking later, but Sila gets a D. You will see why this water bottle got a D at the end, but I'll just mention that every flavor had this weird aftertaste. It was 50 bucks even, and you get like next to nothing per container. Like 15 milliliters is not a lot. So I can't really recommend the Sila, but maybe that'll change for the next bottle, which is the one you've most likely seen every YouTuber advertising in their life. For week 2, I am finally taking on the water bottle that instigated the making of this entire video, the one I keep seeing people getting sponsored by, and the one that people keep making expose videos out of, Airup. Airup is a scent-based water bottle that utilizes a scent pod neatly placed on the nozzle of the straw to trick your brain into thinking you're tasting flavor, even though you're just drinking plain old water. Now that is what everyone who is paid to advertise them says, but real honest videos on the subject say otherwise. So there's only one way to find out if it's truly ass, because I'm comparing Airup to every single other flavored water bottle to see if it even can compete. So I took a little look-see to see if any Airup package caught my eye, and there were some things that definitely did.
A mouthpiece is $15, plus the bottle, which is $20, so $35. Plus the cap is another $10. It's a $45 bottle. Let's just see how much the pods are without the bottle for you. You're looking at 50 bucks without the bottle.
Without the bottle? This is the most expensive bottle I bought for this video, and I don't think anything else is gonna come even remotely close to it. And if you just wanna test out the waters with Airup, you can try their starter pack.
Why the fuck is it $52 for a bottle?
That's less than the original. Which, even if you only get 3 pods in the cheapest 22-ounce bottle, it still costs you about $40 for a bottle and 3 pods. But you may remember the Sila bottle cost 50 bucks even, and 40 is less than 50. You're very good at math. That's because that's not what I got, because the purchase I made for this video was the Pink Palooza bottle and the 5 favorites pack, which was a total of $70. Mind you, for Cirkul, I got like 10 cartridges in a water bottle for like 32 bucks. So fast forwarding into modern day Tony, I unpackaged the bottles, and I have to say, I'm very impressed by the quality of Airup's packaging. It is genuinely fantastic, high quality, and fun to look at, which is great because I spent $70 on the fucking thing. So seeing the amount of fun flavors I got, I decided to start out with cherry, as that's one of my favorite flavors. So when I tore open the scent packet,
I like that smell a lot, actually. That is a good smell.
I was pleasantly surprised, as people online had said some flavors were absolutely abysmal smelling. So I was decently excited to test out the flavor, so I popped the pod on, lifted it up, and started sipping.
I'm confused. I get the flavor a little bit. It's also kind of leaking. Do I need to push that down anymore? I don't hate it.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's a pleasant flavor, but like the Sila bottle, you can't focus on it to get the desired effect. I also want to mention that when you push down on the pod, the flavor gets cut off instantly. It's almost impressive. It goes to show that there's so many things to compliment Airup for. The first one I went for was the fact that it's easy to turn the flavor off. Like, you know how LaCroix is just water that like someone accidentally dropped a cherry inside of at one point? Yeah, Airup is like if a cherry was in the same room at some point and whispered its name to the water bottle. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so I had all my friends try it out.
Hey everybody, this is Pablo, and today I'm gonna try for my pink sippy cup. Oh my god, you guys, it tastes just like strawberry. strawberry?
It's cherry.
Cherry! Oh my god, I knew that.
What do you actually think about it?
No, it's good.
Do you actually get the taste there?
I get the taste, I don't get the smell, which is weird.
Yeah. Oh, no, you gotta sip it. No, not like that. You gotta sip it.
I'm so confused.
You can't just
No, you do, you do this.
It is like a baby bottle. That's actually not bad. It's 6 out of 10.
Don't vomit on my bottle. Getting any cherry flavor?
It's water.
I can smell the flavor, but it's water.
I feel like you can get the same effect by just lighting a candle next to where you're drinking.
Everybody loved it, including me, which is great because this scent lasted so long. Like I got 10 bottles out of the cherry flavor, which might have happened because I didn't put the lid on it they supplied me, which some people in my life who have used Airup told me possibly generates a ton of humidity for the scent, which wears it off, I guess. I don't know. I'm not testing this. After calling it quits with the cherry flavor, I moved on to the raspberry lemonade, which was not like the cherry at all. Not only was the smell significantly worse,
It's like not even there.
like drinking the raspberry lemonade was like drinking stale water, which if you know, you know. I only got 2 to 3 bottles out of the raspberry lemonade because I could not stomach the smell. And if I had only gotten the pink Palooza pack, those would be my 2 flavors for an entire week. To avoid only trying 2 flavors for this video, I got the favorite 5 that they recommend on their website, which has, you guessed it, 5 flavors. So I started off with the orange vanilla swirl, the Brian the Lizard of Airup. And oh my God.
This one just sucks.
You wanna know what this smells like? This smells like the fluoride they give you at the dentist. I hated this one. It was just bad. It wasn't fun to drink. It wasn't good. And honestly, drinking it like 2-3 weeks after doing it, the scent is still awful. I think it's now time to mention that while Airup has numerous scents you can pick from, they all can be grouped to 3 main categories: a genuinely great scent, a car air freshener scent, and miscellaneous, ranging anywhere from that's plastic to that's fluoride at the dentist. So I was so happy to move on to the watermelon, which taught me that no matter how good or accurate the smell may be, the bags they come in smell atrocious.
They all smell medicinal now. They smell medicinal.
Luckily for me, after 2 terrible scents, the watermelon one smelled exactly like watermelon candy in the best way possible, which I'm glad it worked because I was a little concerned because they printed the sticker wrong on this one. I'm gonna summarize Airup as this: Airup is a paradox because the tolerable scents you like make you realize how little flavor there actually is. Meanwhile, the less than desirable scents seem to hit harder on the taste receptors, maybe because you're trying to distract your brain and then it hits you harder. And I think it's so funny to mention that now because the watermelon just had nothing to it, which was a shame because it smelled great. Dylan kept sipping on these with me and he said the exact same thing for every single flavor.
It's just water.
So either his nose is messed up or Airup doesn't work, and I'm kind of leaning towards both. And guys, I have to come clean about something that I've been hiding from you. I slipped up during this week, okay? When I was out at Walmart with Dylan, I got Zaxby's with him and he got the lemonade and he said it was so good. And I was so sick of the Sela and Airup that I had a sip of it. And oh my God, it was the best tasting thing I've had all month so far. I regret fucking nothing. Anyways, with that quick relapse out of the way, the nothing burger that is Airup sat out on the grill so long to the point that it got to the final day and I still had 2 flavors left, those being wildberry and peach. So I started out with wildberry, which actually was a pleasant surprise.
This one tastes the closest to how a sparkling ice smells.
Wildberry smelled fantastic and actually tasted pretty decent. I think the subtlety of this flavor actually really helped it in this case, which is why it pained me to switch to peach, which was just nowhere near as good. I don't like peaches. I know I live in Georgia for like most of the year, but like, I don't like it. But I popped the pot on down to bottle so I could just be done with this overpriced piece of shit. Like the highs of Airup were actually pretty nice, and I kind of get why someone would sponsor them, but the lows of Airup were actually fucking abysmal. Like if Airup was just like $15 less, I could maybe get behind it, but it's not. Like I spent $70 to get a water bottle that doesn't keep my liquid cold because this is not an insulated bottle at all. They wanted like $20 more for that. Plus also some of the scents were just absolutely abysmal. Like I hate the orange creamsicle one. It is awful. I'm sorry, Brian the Lizard fans, but this is awful. So with Airup being such a mixed bag, I think there's no perfect place for Airup besides the C tier, because I can't really say I really recommend it. It was $70. Spend your money elsewhere. And the problem is, we're gonna get worse than Airup here, because week 3 is knockoffs. Moving on to week 3, we have a bit of a shocker here because I will be consuming not 1 bottle, but 2. Joining me on consuming these delicious nectar vials are my good buddies Danny and AJ. Please go and subscribe to them. They are starting a new channel. Please help them get off the ground. They are so underrated. We have a collab in their channel. Go watch it. So earlier in April, AJ and I scrolled through the internet trying to see if there were any bottles that we had never heard of before. So as we searched through Amazon, we found a few bangers.
We got the Queef It.
The Queef?
We got the queef. I'm really interested in the random 7 flavors we're gonna get. Maybe one will be mold. I'm seeing a lot of these like crooked ones.
Oh my God, is this another knockoff Airup?
Okay,
what
we
the
got
fuck is this?
Zule fruit infuser.
It's men, women's ideal fitness gift or for gym camping.
Are you supposed to put like real fruit in and it just like gets in your water?
And it's only 15 bucks.
You literally just put fruit inside it.
So you put fruit in and then water? What's preventing you from just doing this in a normal fucking glass?
This is pulp water.
Oh,
Whatever
no.
is just gonna be like the clumps of fruit that get in it. Just, oh, I forgot my fruit in my Zule. There's mold in it now.
That sounds legitimately awful. But it's $15.
But it's only $15, so.
The Zule Fruit Infuser bottle is a water bottle that we found for $14.99, which kind of concerns me because my experiences with cheap water bottles have been plastic flaking off inside of them, and what all the reviews on Amazon claim to do, grow mold. So as I went to the store to get my funny fruits and started to prepare my bevy, AJ was also in high spirits.
I just got back from my honeymoon in Japan with a 13-hour jet lag I'm still fighting. It's currently like 5 a.m. I'm sitting outside the grocery store, water bottles.
Now, AJ and I didn't coordinate what fruits we were getting, but we actually ended up getting pretty much the same things. We both got oranges, lemons, and apples. However, AJ got a lime and a grapefruit, and I was having the time of my life. Yeah, I don't have any footage of it, but I also got strawberries, and I neglected getting onions because I had onions at home. Anyway, so I chopped up my Granny Smith apple and dropped the cubes in, and me and Dylan decided to also throw in a lemon in there because those two flavors have worked in the past for me. So I let the Granny lemon sit in the fridge overnight, and then I tried it the next morning. You can tell I loved it. However, we determined a striking difference between me and Dylan.
Oh, you're talking about this is great.
Turns out Dylan loves lemon water and I just don't. Like, I love water, I love lemons, but I don't love them together. So while Dylan was wholeheartedly loving the drink and I was hiding my excitement for how much I love the drink, let's check in with AJ.
Okay. It was fine.
I liked the citrus lemon lime the best.
Oh yeah.
It literally was lemon water.
Same with me. I mean, it was actually pretty good. And then I tried it with blueberries. I threw blueberries in there. Blueberry water is fine, but I don't know what it was with this. It just didn't do it for me. Like some of the pulp from the lemons and the limes.
The pulp definitely gets in the water.
Yo,
totally. That was one of my biggest
such a hard time with the pulp.
No.
It's orange water. That's all it is.
Okay, this one sucks. That was all the pulp at the end.
Yeah, if you don't like pulp, this is not for you. Because of how the fruit sits in the cage, it's so easy for any mushy bits to fall out of the fruit into the water instead of just the natural juices of the fruit. I also tried making strawberry water, which looked like a biohazard, but it wasn't too bad.
There's little chunks at the bottom. That's where the nutrition is. That is actually abhorrent.
So I finished the bottle, I was like, yummy, I want more. So as I was snacking on the oxidized excrement of the fruit remains, AJ brought up something that I definitely agree with.
Feels like a little bit of a waste. That's like 2 limes and like 1.5 lemon in there. And I feel like I could have gotten so much more flavor if I just squeezed them.
So the 3 of us were all in our last bottles and we all had different end goals. AJ drank every single fruit he had and he loved it.
I should not have looked down at all the pulp.
Denny's pineapple went bad, so he confided in us.
At the same time, you're having to make a fucking fruit salad in your water bottle to feel anything.
If you've ever had fruit salad and went,
I wish this was wet.
And I went for my final closer, which of course, as I teased earlier, was my delicious onion water. That was until I chopped the onion in half and saw this. So desperate and out of options, my backup was pickle water, which ended up just being pickle juice, which there's very funny footage of me trying to consume this as Dylan is yelling at me to chug it, which I would love to do, but unfortunately I choked as a child, which messed up how I swallow things. So this was much more painful than it had to be. So even though the Zule bottle had its ups and downs, it actually was fairly nice and did its job. Is it amazing? No. Can you buy better? Almost certainly, but I'm still gonna give it a B. It goes to show you that even the one I don't necessarily love all the flavors of is still a B tier. So that was the fruit infuser bottle, but how's this next one? What's it called?
So the Queefit bottle was interesting.
They named their water bottle the Queef. Oh my God, there was a lot to say about this one. For starters, it's called the Queef bottle, and two, it's quite literally a Chinese knockoff of Airup that cost about $17. Now, when I unpackaged the Queef bottle, which is its full legal name, I thought they didn't send me any flavoring, but luckily they did. The 7-cent pods were hidden inside the bottle, and the funny thing is, I have no clue what they are.
We got the ones we're sure about: strawberry, lime. Everything else is over here.
It took a really long time to figure out what the flavors were. I figured it out though.
Like, did they give me a vagina flavored scent pod? Like, we think we have the flavors like lime, lemon lime, strawberry, which is in a different art style, cola, peach, grapefruit, passion fruit. I think those are what the flavors are. And I will say I did have a favorite. However, I learned confiding in my friends wasn't as safe of a space as I thought it was. Out of every single one of them, I do believe cola was probably the best one because it was a fun flavor.
Are you fucking insane? Are you
Everything
an
else
insane person?
smelled like nothing. I got nothing. It was only water.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to like actually taste like anything. You're basically like gaslighting your own brain into thinking that you can smell shit when you actually can.
So going from Airup to the Queef bottle, which may I remind you is a knockoff of Airup, made me appreciate Airup because at least that one worked. You know how I said Airup whispered the name of the fruit to the water at some point? Yeah, the Queef bottle is like you try to remember what fruit is but weren't sure. Like, Airup's best scents were great and the worst scents were pungent. However, the highs of the Queef bottle smell like you've been leaving them to the elements for about a week now, and the worst is so not great and forgettable, I can't even begin to describe it in the script because I just straight up forgot. Like, I taste the straw more than I do the actual flavor here.
Like, even though I was like extra effort to like breathe in through my nose when I was drinking from the water bottle, and I like made myself lightheaded so many times because I was just like...
I did the other one first, which was nasty. I was on Queef It and I'm like, oh my God, I get to just drink normal water. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And just, you might smell something every once in a while.
I was losing my mind by this point because it's just, I mean, it's just, I love water. I love water, so that's not a challenge to me. The challenge is, it's just tainting good water a little. Not enough to notice, but enough to notice. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this may seem harsh, but it's my video. Cry about it. The Queef It gets an F. It's dog shit. The flavors were all ass. The design is a ripoff that doesn't even work. And even if you did like it, how do you re-up on the flavors? They randomly assign 7 different flavors to each customer with your purchase. You decide nothing, which by the way, it's the same 7 flavors for each bottle. So you do have to buy a whole new bottle each time you want to get some new flavors. It's like they know you're a one and done customer. Yeah, it's like only $17, but seriously, do not waste your money here. The only redeeming quality is the fact that it has a funny name. That is it. I never thought that a water bottle with the word queef on it would get me so angry, but we learn something new every day. Anything else you guys want to add?
Just drink regular water.
Yeah, just drink water, man. Oh my God.
You don't got to spend all this money. If you want the experience of drinking one of these bottles, just take a sip of regular water, and after you swallow, just say the name of a fruit that you like, and you'll probably get the same effect.
Cola. Wow. Thank God we are finally on the last week, which means we are trying Cirkul again. Cirkul is a cartridge-based system that has been sponsored by MrBeast. Cirkul is the only water bottle in this video that I've had prior experience with. As from 2021 to 2022, my family were Cirkul pills. Cirkul got my dad and sister to drink more water as they both think that it's just kind of boring, and I learned that it was the only flavored water that I actually liked. But in early 2022, the production went from great to absolutely abysmal. We went from getting 8 to 9 full bottles of water per cartridge to barely getting 1 full bottle of water. So we completely dipped out from Cirkul until MrBeast got sponsored by them, which is why I felt confident getting them again, because if the biggest YouTuber in the world is sponsoring you, you have to have your shit together. So there's only one way to find out if they've gotten better since. So I got a list of all the fun flavors, along with some flavors I'm not looking forward to, and hit order. And when it finally delivered, we all remember what happened.
They didn't give me a fucking lid.
Luckily for me, it sent pretty quickly after, so we'll try the fruit punch, which is their most popular flavor for a reason.
There's actually taste to that, thank God.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I know, right? I've had only 2 sips, and this is already the best thing I've drank in a month.
This flavor is fantastic. It's not too strong, it's not too weak. It's honestly one of the best fruit punches I've ever had. And I know my sister Alex agrees because she is also trying these Cirkuls with me with her hydration station updates. Like with the Zule bottle, Alex and I lined up on some flavors but ended up getting a different overall batch. As I was consuming my fruit punch, Alex liked her grape flight flavor, which is like a sugar-free grape Gatorade. So she was in high spirits as she tried her next flavor.
All right, what is up, Hydration Nation? I am trying a new flavor. I'm gonna do
alligator apple. So it's stevia, but it's like the kids flavor, I guess. I don't know, it's apple. I like apple.
Ooh, right off the bat, it smells like rotten apple juice. All right, I'm gonna go with a 3 because I'm scared of this one. Shake it around so the flavor packet works. Here we go. Ooh, it's like rotten apple juice. Tony, do I have to keep drinking it even if I don't like the flavor?
So it's safe to say Alex loved it. And it also goes to show that not even Cirkul is safe from misses, because when they miss hard. Like Alex told me the orange tang Cirkul smelled like the doctor's office our grandfather used to work at, but when they hit, they hit. Now, one flavor we both loved was easily the mixed berry, as it tasted like a blue Powerade. And I don't even like blue Powerade. But after a month of almost pure, unadulterated dog shit, this was the most fantastic thing I had had all month. I'm also gonna say something as the highest compliment to Cirkul, because it was boring to document because I liked almost every flavor. Like almost every bevy is like me going, pretty good, which is fine with me because Alex was doing side quests with her Cirkles.
It is a tornado! I'm gonna drink Cirkul in the tornado!
It's 2 days after the tornado and we have no power.
Hydration station for life. Here's my Cirkul, and there's the motherfucking eclipse.
The moon has 2 stars. Hydration Nation has no bounds. Kevin and Kelvin are enjoying the painting, but I have to move the whole couch, which means I have to move all of this, including my little chairs that are my helpers.
There were only a few flavors that I was actually iffy on. Like for instance, the raspberry lemonade had this weird aftertaste that kind of deterred me, but it wasn't a complete deal breaker. Other flavors I liked were the black cherry flavor, orange tangerine, the green apple, and I got a lot of bottles of water out of each of those. I think the lowest amount of bottles I got was the fruit punch, which Alex and I learned of a conspiracy, and it seems that Cirkul is skipping out on this specific flavor as it's their most popular one. If true, what the hell? But it seems to be only that one specifically because we got like about 6 to 7 bottles out of each other flavor. Anyways, if you hadn't noticed, I'd been moving this entire week, which meant I had to do a 13-hour road trip from Georgia back to my home state of Ohio, all while trying to stay on just Cirkul and pure water. And guys, I may have relapsed again, but this time I got it on camera. I don't regret anything. Anyways, besides that sip of Coke Zero, I stuck to just water and the mixed berry Cirkul. Anyways, as I stepped foot into my air-conditioned home, I realized I had 1 day left of this experiment before I could finally drink more than just a single sip of something that wasn't water. So I finally reunited with my sister Alex to revisit some of our old friends and finish off the Cirkul flavors that I didn't get to. Now, Alex was excited to get to trying these flavors. However, she spotted something with our old friend Sela, and this is why it got a D.
The Zule bottle has not grown any mold, which is funny because every Amazon review said it would. However, the Sela has completely... It's in everything. It's literally brown.
Well, it may be partially my fault for leaving a bit of water in the bottle for about a week or two. I can't fully express how much mold grew on this fucking bottle.
Editing Tony here to say that I'm not taking most of the blame for this because the Berry Blast energy flavor that I didn't try at first, literally fucking rotted. It rotted. I didn't do anything to this. It's literally brown. It was literally brown. Anyways, back to the video.
That's why I gave it a D, and I know what you're thinking, why the hell did you not just give it an automatic F tier for that? Because the mold Sela still has more integrity than the Queef bottle ever will have. Anyways, we got to speedrunning the final flavors because I had 4 hours left of this experiment. The lemon unsweetened was literally just nothing. It was lemon water that wasn't good. The peach unsweetened was just peach water, derogatory. The orange flight flavor I thought would taste like orange Gatorade, but unfortunately it tasted like orange Tang and was very The watermelon was like the Sela watermelon, derogatory. And we ended off with the lemonade, which definitely changed recipes since the first time I had it. I mean, I got used to it off camera. Like, it wasn't too bad. I had to jack up the flavor to like a 7 to get a good flavor, but it's definitely not as good as it used to be. And with that, the clock struck midnight and it was finally June 1st, meaning I could finally have the sweet nectar I'd been longing for since the start of May. Dr. Pepper has never tasted so good. God, I wish I could have deep-throated him the entire time instead of Optimus Prime. So what are my final thoughts on Cirkul? First off, one of my friends said it looked like a baby bottle full of milk, which I agree with. But besides that, I fully recommend this one, and this would be the only brand in this video that I would unironically sponsor. I mean, I'd maybe endorse Airup, but that is if they let me be fully honest and let me tell you what flavors are good. If Airup ever, quote, gets me, forgive me. But also, let me be fully honest, if you are gonna try anything from this video, try Cirkul. Cirkul has a great entry point and taste point. It's $3.75 per cartridge, and you get at least 6 full flavored bottles of water out of each one. Sure, when Cirkul misses, they miss, but when they hit, it's a home run, which is why I'm giving Cirkul an A. I mean, I actually got some more cartridges that are delivering by the time this video drops.
Mail's here.
Now, there's only one beverage I think really triumphs over all of these water bottles I talked about today, and it's no contest. That's right. At S tier, it's just normal water. Man up, drink it. If you absolutely need flavor in your water, I recommend trying Cirkul, a fruit infuser, or getting those drinks like sparkling ice, which like tastes like a pop, but it actually is just sparkling water. It's really great. I really do recommend those. Anyways, enough sucking off these companies. It's time to suck off myself. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to help me in my quest to go from underrated to just rated. And don't forget to politely press that like button, as it's been smashed too many times. If you like this video, there's a lot more you'll like, so go on a channel binge. I really do recommend it. I'll be back next month, but until I get back, Kevin's in charge.
I'm gonna turn 3 next month, which means only 384 months until I can run for president.